Now, the national and international news is a few moments away. Let's take a look at what's coming up with Alistair Stewart.
On the eve of Oscar Pistorius' sentencing, we talk exclusively to his brother and sister. They tell us they don't recognise the picture the prosecution are painting to the judge who'll decide their brother's fate. Here we investigate the energy comparison websites who hide some of the best deals so they can make money out of the process. And tributes to Linda Bellingham, honoured in life by the Queen and remembered with affection by millions in death. Join Mary Nightingale and me at 6:30.
And later in our programme, 40 years of Tis Was. We reminisce and share your memories.
But first, Peter Beans here with the sport. And Peter, news of a managerial departure.
Absolutely, Steve. Good evening, everyone. The big news tonight is that Birmingham City have sacked manager Lee Clark. The club made the announcement a few hours ago after losing at home to Bolton on Saturday. Their first-team coach and chief scout have been placed in temporary charge. Our reporter James Clark sent this report from St Andrews.
Yes, well, it's the end of the road here for Lee Clark at St Andrews. The club issued a statement earlier this afternoon in which they said they were parting company with their manager and also assistant manager Steve Watson. Well, the news follows a disappointing start to the season by Birmingham. They sit just a point above the relegation zone, having only won 2 of their league matches. Well, the fans now will be looking at the latest odds to see who will replace Lee Clark, and the club said in their statement that they will look to make that appointment in the very near future.
ITV Central Sports Report, sponsored by WeWantAnyCar.com, the Cash for Cars website.
Now on to the weekend's Premier League action and Stoke's controversial win over Swansea at the Britannia Stadium. Victor Moses was accused of taking a dive. See what you think. A win that moves Stoke City up into the top half of the table, but a result overshadowed by controversy. Swansea it was who took the lead after Ryan Shawcross tangled with Wilfried Boney, the striker converting the spot kick. Then the big talking point. Victor Moses was adjudged to have been fouled in the box, but was it a dive? Swansea boss Gary Monk certainly thought so, afterwards branding Moses a cheat. Mark Hughes described that accusation as unacceptable. Either way, Charlie Adam made no mistake from the spot. It certainly fired Stoke up in the second half, and 14 minutes from time, substitute John Walters popped up with the winner. Aston Villa travelled to Merseyside, but won't have enjoyed the B&B. Baines and Barclays stole the show, giving Paul Lambert's defence a torrid afternoon. We gave away some bad goals, Lambert said afterwards, and none worse than Everton's third. The only crumb of comfort for Villa fans, the sight of Christian Benteke back from injury. After 4 games without a goal, they'll need him to find his shooting boots. A long old afternoon for Leicester. Their game at St James's Park kicked off an hour late because of safety fears about a big screen. Unfortunately for Foxes fans, it wasn't worth the wait. Mark Albrighton's cross-come shot was as close as they came. 18 minutes from time, Gabriel Obertan drove the ball home to give Newcastle a rare win. Good luck to West Bromwich Albion, who face Manchester United tonight at the Hawthorns. We'll have the best of the action from that one in tomorrow night's programme. Now on to the Football League, and a grim weekend for our League One sides who couldn't muster a point between them. But we start our roundup in the Championship, where Wolves boss Kenny Jackett faced his old club, Millwall. Kenny Jackett won't forget his return to the Den in a hurry, but he'll wonder how they let this one slip. Goals from Danny Bath, Ethan Ebanks-Landell and Bakary Sacco put his side in a seemingly unassailable position with just a quarter of the game to go. But then cue a remarkable comeback from Millwall. 3 goals in 24 minutes to salvage an unlikely draw. Birmingham are teetering above the drop zone after another defeat at home. And to make matters worse, they had keeper Darren Randolph sent off near the end. The Blues, having used all their subs, it was left to Lee Novak to don the gloves. The resulting penalty, though, didn't even test him. A result that fully underlines Derby's promotion credentials this season. with talisman Chris Martin leading from the front. 2 more goals takes his tally to 9 for the season. Derby up to second in the table. With 4 defeats from their last 5 games, Coventry were hardly in good shape to entertain the league leaders. A superb goal from Sean Miller, the only bright spark for the fans. Port Vale's unhappy afternoon got worse when defender Stefan Zubar saw red. The ref missed his swipe at an opponent, but his assistant didn't. Walsall slip into the bottom 4 after coming unstuck against the team propping up the table. Worrying times at the Bescot. Shrewsbury's cause got a boost when the home side went down to 10 men. But James Collins' winner didn't come till 3 minutes from the end. The Shrews into the playoffs. After a barren spell, a welcome win for Cheltenham Town. And it was down largely to a man on the transfer list. Terry Gornell is a Robin who wants to take flight. But it hasn't dulled his hunger for goals, his brace guiding them home. Burton will look back on a host of missed chances before the visitors took control. A rare bad day at the office at the Pirelli.
Now, it was an historic weekend for the sport of rugby with the first round of matches in the new European Champions Cup. And with it came a welcome win for Leicester Tigers. Low on form, high on injuries, they ran home 3 tries, including this one from Graham Kitchener. The only downside, though, is Manu Tuolagi, just back after injury, had to go off after 15 minutes. And he's now facing another spell on the sidelines. Well, that's almost all your sport now, but there was one other big event going on this weekend, and that was the Birmingham Half Marathon. I think they call it the Great Birmingham Run now, don't they?
Yep.
But, Steve, I believe you were there.
You didn't run the...
No, in fact, I'm the only one of the 3 of us who's never run a half marathon.
Oh, you were
as we've
sat
just
in the
found
pub
out.
watching one.
No, I went along to cheer everyone on. I was there at the finish line with the winners as they came home, and there was even a record breaker.
England batsman is the
The most popular half marathon in the Midlands. The first man crossing the line did it in 1 hour, 1 minute and 39 seconds. Kenyan Joel Kimutai. Around 9 minutes later, the first woman, also from Kenya. Warm applause for Pauline Wanjiku. The fastest Brits were both Midlanders. Toby Spencer is from Solihull and Martin Williams lives in Wolverhampton.
Toby got me at the end and I think he deserved that. He took the windy sections, I was just sitting in behind him and took it up. It was a tough one.
There was a new Guinness World Record too. Stephen Bazell from Stoke-on-Trent became the fastest man to complete a half marathon dressed as a nurse.
My son was born with a congenital heart problem, very complex, and he was treated at Birmingham Children's Hospital. I wanted to do something to fundraise for the hospital.
So proud, and I knew he'd do it for Thomas, but I'm so proud of him.
20,000 runners, 13.1 miles, gusty conditions, but millions raised for charity. Worth all the effort? It would seem so.
Who was that strange man in the middle of the road?
The only one not
filming?
running. Yes, the only one not running was me. I tried to keep up with him as he crossed the line with my camera, and even after 13 miles, he was shot past me. Thank you very much.
It was quite windy yesterday, so that helped them along.
It was really windy, yeah.
Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you.